So the fact that you had that life but was also in school.
I was good. Exactly. Yeah. That's a lot.
So why was, because you have this lavish lifestyle, you have, more money than you even know what to do with. What was the lure of school, still going to school?
Well, my grandmother was an educator, so I always had morals and principles. I had manners. If you didn't know me, you would never know I hustle. I said, thank you, no thank you, yes ma'am, no ma'am. Like I was the perfect child. I just was hiding this thing from my grandmother. So my grandmother was an educator. So she always taught me, like, I don't care what you do in life, always stay in school. She said your education is going to be your outlet. And I had to please her. Mm-hmm. I had to give her those report cards that said 100 or A. So it was all about her. It wasn't about me until I got older and realized, like, when I went to court, I was supposed to get 15 years. Because the crazy part, I never got arrested for drugs, ever. I never got caught. I got locked up, but I never got found guilty. I got locked up because I allowed a fool to drive my car and they robbed the damn bank. And I wasn't in town. No snitching in Baltimore, Maryland. So I took that charge. That's what I went to jail for, bank robbery.
That's right. I remember
I laughed to this day, but I never went to jail for drugs. I got locked up for drugs, never been convicted. Never been convicted for drugs.
It had nothing to do with the robbery, so you were...
Right. I had 18 drug arrests, but I never been convicted. Always got found not guilty. But it was the robbery that sent me to jail. So, in the end, what my grandmother said was right, because this judge didn't give me 15 years because of my education. He gave me college. So I went to jail Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I had to turn myself in. I stayed in jail Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I was in 4 days, out 3 days, and I could only go to school. They would only let me out to go to school.
How much of that do you think it was because you were a woman? I mean...
I think it was more so my lawyer.
Okay.
It's a long story behind my life. Like, my uncle was like one of the main characters, The Real Wire, not the television show. He was like one of the main characters. So his federal prosecutor became my lawyer. I used his federal prosecutor. Once he became a lawyer, I retained him at the age of 15. I told you I always listen to older people. So they was like, if you're going to be in the streets, make sure you lawyered up. So at the age of 15, I retained Brian Murphy, who was still my lawyer today. And he was like the lawyer of all lawyers. He still is. Kept me out of trouble. So I think his relationship with the judge got me what he got me.
Yeah, and that's a very important point. And we've talked about that here on the show, and that you can have, a prosecutor or you can have a defense attorney, but it really is about the relationship that they have and what's going on behind the scenes with the judge. You need to know those judges. You need to know how they work. You need to know the right words and phrases. And seems like you got one.
And they cost a lot of money.
And they cost a lot of money. Exactly. Yeah.
It's like you're paying for their relationship.
That's right. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah. So I think it was my lawyer. And another thing that I keep, I have a retired FBI supervisory agent. Her name is Stacey Aruna. She is actually the one that cracked the Hillary Clinton email case.
Oh, okay.
I have her on retainer as well. Just in case I slip in business, she got to pick me up.